anyone that you particularly like to work with, or do you specialize in something?
I don't specialise in any particular area, but I do really like working with young adults. And I see a lot of young adults. I say I don't specialise, but I do. Everything I work with has some kind of anxiety attached to it. So I see a lot of compulsive behaviours, addiction, or it can be as small as what feels like a small thing like nail biting or picking, or any behavior that a client is acting out and they feel like they don't have any control over whether or not they do it. And usually that does tend to be masking some sort of anxiety. So it's all, pretty much everything is anxiety related in the end. So yeah, they're the clients that I really like working with, but I work with lots of other clients as well, and I see men and women. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always ask different questies about this, but what kind of is your questy story? How did you find out about Quest?
I discovered Quest because after 25 years of working in the music industry, which I did successfully and happily, I did take a little break in the middle of that where I did a foundation in counselling and psychotherapy for a year, and that really stayed with me. I'd had my own issues with anxiety when I was a bit younger, and it was really helpful in kind of getting a bit of a view on that, although it didn't help, it didn't get rid of it completely. Anyway, I decided I didn't want to work in the music industry anymore, and I wanted to do something else, and I wanted to go back into that kind of environment where I was doing some sort of therapy. And a friend whose daughter had been struggling for years with anorexia, with an eating disorder, was telling me that she had finally recovered with the help of a cognitive hypnotherapist. And as she talked to me about it, I just thought it sounded brilliant. I was incredibly impressed with how quickly she had recovered, and particularly in light of the fact that she'd had lots of treatments previously that hadn't worked for her. So I was really intrigued by it. And when I looked into it more, it seemed to me the kind of perfect marriage of the kind of the neuroscientific, the brainy aspect, the brain aspect of why it works, along with giving a little bit more power to your client and allowing them to really make the changes themselves. And that's what attracted me to it. It's quite a kind of, it's relatively solution focused, and you're reminding clients that they are able to make the changes that they want to see in their lives by themselves. And that I thought was brilliant. And so I took the course, went on to become a master practitioner, and started seeing clients straight away, and it's kind of gone on from there, really.
Fab. So if there are somebody who is perhaps watching, maybe they're a young person themselves, or maybe they have children who are sort of youngsters, if there was a tip, tool, or something that you could give them that they would be able to help themselves right now, what would you give
Okay.
them?
Well, that's really easy, actually, and it's kind of it's something that I almost want to be handing out flyers in the street, or I think this should be taught at school or at university, because there are some basics that you can do on your own. You don't need a therapist to help you with this stuff, and if you get the foundations right, your mental health is going to change, beyond anything that you had imagined, without you needing to go and see anyone. So if you can learn to breathe properly and use your breathing to help manage your moods and emotions, because it can, then you've instantly got a tool that you can use for free on your own whenever you need it. And the other thing is get enough sleep. So many people don't get enough sleep, and then they aren't able to cope with the things that hit them each day, and they think they're feeling more anxious than they actually would be if they were breathing properly and had better sleep and were not eating so much crap. So it's like, get the foundations right. That's my tip. Check your foundations. Be curious about the days when you feel better, the days when you're more able to cope and manage your behaviors, and think about why that might be. Be curious about what makes a difference to you, each day. When you feel good, when you don't feel so good, be curious about what that is. Be the observer of yourself, and you will find out so much just by doing that. And if there's stuff that you still can't change, get some help.